First, two kind of comments for you before we break into the training, and this isn't like a scolding type thing to be clear, but the first thing I would say is Jacksonville, even in December, like I know y'all cool down like quite a bit down there, but heat can still be a factor down in Jacksonville, right?
Yeah.
And so one of the things we want to consider, and this is why, like when I'm working with people, we actually don't make our finalized race plan until like the Thursday, Friday, Saturday before the race, because if y'all get a weird heat front coming in, we got to adjust that goal because let's say you are in 345 shape, right? And I hope you will be, but let's say you're in 345 shape and all of a sudden it ends up being like 85, 90 degrees, right?
Yeah.
Well, if you go out at 345 pace, but you don't factor into the temperature, you're going to blow up really, really early and you might run 4 hours, 405 or something like that, right? Because you just really
Okay.
have a bad day. Whereas, let's say, you're in 345 shape, it's 80, 90 degrees, and we adjust appropriately based on the heat. I don't have the numbers in front of me, but let's say it's about 350, 351 or something like that, I think is roughly what it
Yeah.
would be, right? And you pace for that, right? Well, you're going to be way closer to your target and actually run something appropriate for the heat, and you lessen that chance of blowing up and having this like big catastrophe go on while you race. Does that make sense?
Okay. Yeah, it does.
So all that to say, I'm not saying don't chase your goals, but just recognize that even when we're training, the conditions on race day are going to play into this, and we have to factor that in rather than just like brute forcing our way through it. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah, it does.
Yeah. Any thoughts or questions on that?
Yeah, it definitely makes me understand. Okay, I would rather run 352 than 407, because for exactly that same reason. So, yeah, I'm glad to hear that.
Perfect. And then the second piece that we can add to that, so you've got an even better way to go through the training, especially down there in Florida. Like you guys are like watching paint melt off the roads in the summer. It's so freaking hot, right? I've got a couple Floridians that I coach, and you have to also do the same thing in training, right? So let's say we did a test or we knew that you were in, let's just say for easy numbers right now, 4 hour shape, right? In good conditions. Let's say you went out to Sacramento and did CIM in December and you ran 4 hours, right? And we think your fitness
Hmm.
is roughly the same. Well, 4 hours in like 50-degree weather or 40-degree weather, whatever it is at the start of CIM, is way different than 4 hour shape in 90 or 100, right? And
Okay.
so we
Yeah.
want to adjust the paces accordingly. And this is kind of a mistake I see with rubes or novice runners is that, well, I need to run X, and then they go to a Daniel's calculator or my calculator, and then they like reverse engineer it what the paces should be. It's like, okay, well, I got to run X pace if I'm going to be in 4 hour shape, or and then what ends up happening is they overdo it in training, they end up injured, and then they never end up making it to the start line, even able to chase a goal. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it makes it complete sense. What you're saying too, like last night I did a run and I could literally wring the sweat out of my shirt. It was
Yeah, yeah,
horrible.
yeah. You might as well be swimming out there right now. Yeah. So
100%.
okay, cool. If you're okay with it, you can ask questions if you'd like. But if you're okay with it, I want to pull up that training plan that you put forth. Have you kind of describe, how you got it, how you came about it, what looked decent enough to you, and then we'll start to break it down. Is that okay?
Yeah, let's do it.
So, if we look at the training plan, where did it come from? Where did you find it? What made you think it was okay? Not that it's horrible, but like what made you think it was okay, and what kind of got you to the point where like this is what I plan to use or did use for your previous race?
So honestly, I got this off ChatGPT.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
ChatGPT's has been building my training plan for a little bit now. Like I said, so the half marathon that I did back in December, that was a 8 week ChatGPT plan. And anyway, it helped me get to that goal. Felt good. And then I tried to have it do a 10K plan, and I actually got hurt just a little bit. Nothing major, but running became painful for the first time in my Achilles. It was just super tight. So the intensity was too high. And anyway, so I've been kind of doing a bunch of bike riding and running through the summer, and I had it make me this. And anyway, that's the story behind that.
Is the Achilles injury good now? Are we good?
Yes, yeah, it had not bothered me at all. Just the two
Okay.
weeks of rest, and then I went out on an easy run, and it was great. So
Okay.
I've not
A
had
couple
any
things.
issues for months.
Perfect. Good. Glad to hear